Next, it's that time of year when some of us might start agonising over our Halloween outfits, but perhaps scarier than the witches' hats and Dracula fangs is the impact it can have on the planet. A new study has found that costumes sold by some of the UK's biggest retailers will contain the equivalent of 83 million plastic bottles. And not only that, but around 7 million outfits will be thrown away afterwards. That generates more than 2,000 tonnes of plastic waste. Well, campaigners are now urging people to consider spooky but sustainable alternatives before they head to the shops. To discuss these, I'm joined by Paula Chin from the World Wildlife Fund. Paula, thank you for coming in to talk to me. Goodness me, that's a staggering statistic, isn't it? 2,000 tonnes of plastic waste just from Halloween costumes alone. Do people even realise it's this bad?
I too was staggered by the study findings, and thank you to Hubbub for bringing it to our attention. I think it's really important that we understand that the UK generates 5 million tonnes of plastic waste every year, and actually, even though 2,000 tonnes seems insignificant, it's just one seasonal event in our seasonal calendar. So we then have to think about how that scales up across the waste for Christmas and Easter.
Halloween is getting more and more popular, isn't it? Every year, I mean, it's a bit like Christmas. You see it appearing in the shops a lot sooner than the actual date. And more of us are celebrating, to want a better word. But talk to me about these sustainable alternatives then. What should we be doing?
Well, it's very tricky to think about pure sustainable alternatives, but the key message to get across here is about reuse. So actually, you know, the study found that 4 out of the 10 costumes are only worn once. So there's a great opportunity for second-hand sharing costumes amongst communities. I have 2 young children myself, so I understand the excitement around it.
We've just got to be more creative, haven't we?
We do, yes. And it's a great opportunity for families to get together and be creative about it, rather than going down to the shops.
I mean, here as well, we talk about these big retailers. You go into the stores and there are aisles packed with this Halloween stuff. A lot of it is plastic. Should the onus not be on the retailers as well to stop stocking so much of it?
There is absolutely a responsibility for producers and retailers to present consumers with better choices when it comes to seasonal events. And I think if you recall that the study only talks about costumes, so it doesn't even factor the waste that's generated from the other paraphernalia that accompanies Halloweens, like trick-and-treat buckets, sweets and other wrappings.
Well, listen, Paula Chin, thank you for coming in to talk to me about this. I'll be recycling one of my old costumes this year.
Thank you very much.